Yeah, also hope everyone can hear me okay. Just checking. Okay, yeah. Okay, we might as well get started right now, I think. It is 5 minutes past the starting time, so let's just go ahead. And I checked the slides should work. Okay. So an overview of today's session. Of course, all about today is going to be the IBDP. Um, I know that some people might be doing the careers related program, which is the IBCP. If you have any questions about that, please ask in the Q&A. I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, so the focus of this session will be about IB subject groups. Let me just check. You can hear me. My mic's not off. Okay, that's good. Um, so IB subject groups. So there's actually 6 groups in the IB. We'll go on that later. Basically, that's a whole range of the humanities, the sciences, languages, mathematics, as well as the arts. Student experience would be like. So like as you do the IB, you start off like brand new, like in DB1. And also like you might have like, questions about choosing your subjects and stuff. We'll go over that, of course. But also as you go into kind of the second year, that's when the demands of IB really start to step up. And so for all the coursework that you do, I'd say it's only intense for about like 6 months or so. And then so I wanted to give you guys a kind of perspective. So like even if you're in DP1 or like if you started IB already, then you can still gain a bit of like insight from this presentation. Also like there's some things about like do I have to prepare do I have to prepare before IB? No, you don't. It's not necessary. You can do it if you want to. That's my also some kind of like I guess disadvantages maybe like if you're considering IB then it is pretty intense. There's a lot of work to do, but I guess a lot of the work you do is not just academic, it's kind of like about like your hobbies or interests or kind of like extracurriculars in general. So yeah. We'll go on to the first slide. This is just an overview. Okay. So I am South. I'm an undergrad mathematics student at the University of Adelaide, Australia. And during IB, I did Math AA, English Literature, and Spanish, Spanish B at HL. So HL means higher level. You do more content or like maybe it's harder and stuff with some subjects. And for standard level, which is kind of the easier or kind of, it's not easy, but it's kind of less work. Yeah. I did physics, geography, and philosophy. And out of 45 points, I achieved 40 points. Yeah. I also did IGCSE as well. A mix of Edexcel and Cambridge. So I got like 9 A stars and 2 A's. That's been converted from the 91 system as well. Just don't worry about that. In the future, I'd really like to do some kind of applied maths. I have my sights on an internship maybe this summer on like modeling road traffic for the transport department. So like that's kind of where maths can take me. A lot of other people can do like programming or like teaching or kind of like engineering stuff or kind of finance is a big one as well. Yeah, and also I've been on the IB Discord for quite some time as well, not just here. So the IBDP is 6 subjects over 2 years, 3 higher level, 3 standard level, 7 points each. But also very importantly, unlike your IGCSEs or A levels, each subject has a very important coursework component. And by IAs, we mean coursework. Your coursework could be like a lab report for the sciences. a research essay in humanities, kind of like IB likes to do like to what extent, so like to what degree, or kind of like how much does this factor impact something like in history or in economics or whatever. And also, not all of your IA is actually written for Group 1 and Group 2 for English or your best language and your foreign language. You speak about some topics, maybe like your extracts for English or kind of like some pictures for your foreign languages. And those are weighted a good chunk, not like massively, but still like 20 to 25%. So it's important to be balanced in the IB. And I guess this is one point I'll stress over and over again. Also, like the IB core consists of the TOK. TOK stands for Theory of Knowledge. If it sounds a bit abstract, don't worry, it is kind of abstract. I only really got the hang of TOK when I got the head of TOK in year IB year two, year 12, year um and also like he just like sometimes a TK teacher makes a difference. So what you do is to make connections between subjects in the real world. In that, in your first year, you have the exhibition, which is concentrating on knowledge as a whole. So like maybe the applications of AI, for example, like that could be like related to maths, like the algorithms, but it could also be related to kind of humanities, like how like the algorithms can discriminate against black people and minorities when people stop and search for policing. That's what I did for my exhibition. No, for my essay, whatever. Um, and also like your extended essay I'll talk about is an essay. You only do one of that essay, but it's 4,000 words, and it might sound like a lot, but honestly, the key to many things in IB is to like take things slow and steady. It's to kind of look at things piece by piece, step by step. Don't think about climbing the entire mountain. Instead, like thinking about like climbing like one section at a time, and you get there eventually. That's my advice for IB. You go in depth with a subject. You choose a subject and you choose a topic. Also, like make sure your topic's super focused. We have more advice on that later. And like you talk regularly, communicate by email or like meetings as well, face-to-face meetings with your supervisor. You get a teacher, a subject teacher for your subject, who is different from your subject teacher, but then they know your subjects usually. Depends on the school, honestly. Some schools don't even do it properly. What am I saying? Okay, and then you start around November-ish, DP1, IB year one, and then you start writing and planning during summer, but it takes a long time. A lot of people procrastinate. It's not unusual to finish at December or January of year 13. So like yeah. So together there's the IB matrix. I'm sorry I didn't put a matrix in the presentation, but there's a grid so that like A or A and B, like doesn't matter which one you get like in TOK or EE. That's 3 points. And then like average like B and C is like 2 points. And then like 1 point even less than that. And then like if you don't hand in anything at all, you get zero. Like that's very simple, I think. Yeah. And then classes is about like creativity, physical activity. So like activity doesn't mean like just doing anything. Like you have to be like physically active. Um, and also like service, like volunteering as well. There are 7 learning outcomes and there's a group project. I'll go on later about that. So IB subject groups about like your best language. So you do a commentary. Like you have 2 extracts of like 40 lines. You can bring them into the exam, but then you shouldn't be able to write anything down. You should be able to kind of like practice a lot, like in front of your parents or in front of the mirror or whatever, your friends or whatever, so that you can speak naturally. Like a lot of people try to force the IA out by like memorizing every word. Don't do that. It doesn't work, and it's way more effort than like practicing like orally. Like I'm speaking right now. It's called the individual oral or the IO for short. And also you talk about you talk about the broader like bodies of work, like the I like the essays are kind of like the novels that the authors wrote as well, and you talk about like those themes in general, like so like it's actually not a detail. You don't need to do too much analysis. It's more like a short like quick bite analysis. Yep. And then HL we have a there's a higher level essay that's 1,500 words. It's very standard like what you do in IGCSE, but a bit harder. Maybe just the standards are higher. It's not even different. Like it's kind of the same thing. So group 2, foreign languages. you have reading, listening, writing, speaking. Your speaking is the IA, the IA, yep. And then so ab initio, which I've written as AB, is for like a beginner, but also like if you're 1 or 2 years into studying the language, then you can also take ab initio. Otherwise, most people take standard level. Like a good like if you've been doing it since secondary school, like since year 7, that'd probably be the language for you. If like yeah, that'd probably be your level. Or like doesn't matter if you have only a 2 years experience, like it should be doable. SL. Didn't say it's gonna be easy, but then like yeah, HO's what I did. HO's kind of more advanced. The exams are just a bit harder, but I mean like the best thing about HO is that you do like 2 books, 2 pieces of literature. We did a play and a kind of like we did 2 plays actually. So like yeah, in Spanish. So like if you like languages, if you really really like your Spanish or French or Chinese or Hindi or whatever, don't be shy. It's a good way to kind of like choose one HO for free. Don't think about it. Like just choose it. Just switch out if you feel like it. So humanities, you can business, history, psychology, so on. You get the idea. You have a research essay, as I told you. It varies a lot by subject. I can't tell you too much about it right now. But then they also have like kind of like a data analysis part, not for all subjects, so kind of like for like econ or like definitely geo as well. I did geo, SL, geography. You have to like do some statistical tests to make sure your data is making sense and stuff. So like that's important. For your sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, of course, but also computer science, design technology, and sports science. Yeah, um, that's your group 4. Your coursework is an experimental lab report, so you have to properly analyze your uncertainties. You have to do your error bars. And also like there's a bit of a change because the syllabus is new for first exam 2025. So the 2023 students IB have already started for honest syllabus for 1 year already. So like yeah, so they have a few changes like your conclusion and evaluation is actually half your mark, so don't be scared. But yeah, Ivy likes to trick in stuff. Okay, so mathematics is group 5. Also like there's a split between like pure maths and applied maths. AA stands for analysis and approaches. That's pure. Applications and interpretation is applied maths. So you do more algebra and calculus in AA. In AI, you do more stats, function modeling as well. Also, like your graphics display calculator is used a lot more in AI. Whereas for AA, paper 1 is non-calculator. Non-calculator means like by hand, like nothing at all. Like you have your brain and your pen and your stationery. That's it. Whereas AI, like if you're not good with like your algebra and stuff, but you wanna like kind of do maths, you can do like statistics or like graph theory for higher level as well. There's also lots of um there's just a lot of kind of calculator questions. Like all papers like require calculator for AI, so it's kind of a bit see how you go with it. It's not always easy, but maybe it's a bit kind of different. Yeah, let's say. Yeah. And also AAHL, it's not easy, it's not actually the hardest kind of maths, but it is the most pure and it is the most kind of in depth, like closest to uni math, let's say, closest to further maths. It's in difficulty, let's say. You have like AISL at the very bottom, easiest. I mean, you have I should have made a list. Sorry. You have ASL, and then you have A level maths. So A level maths is in between like ASL and AAHL. And then further maths is a bit more harder than AAHL actually. So they kind of like Ali sits in the middle, like it does it a lot. Like it's not the easiest, it's not the hardest for the given option you're taking. And it's a group 6 is a free option. Like you can choose again from your like humanities, your sciences, or whatever. You can do an arts subject as well. You can do film, music, visual arts. You can also do dance. You can do like a literature and a performance. So like if you like Shakespeare, for example, like Shakespeare like had all his plays, right? But in English class you just sit and analyze them, and that's not any fun, right? So like a lot of schools will offer that like literature and performance subjects, but then like just see what your school offers. So like a lot of these choices are like up to your school. Like if your school is small or like very poorly resourced, you only have like biochem and physics, and you can only do like geo or like business or whatever, like something like very limited, right? So like Don't assume that you have all the options I listed in this in these slides. Check with your school, ask your teachers if you can find it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So like in terms of how you choose subjects, I go into that for a bit, but like most people do like choose humanities or choose sciences. It's just like easiest. And also like a lot of people are stressed about like subjects, but then like honestly, three HLs are the most important. The kind of like your three areas of focus, they don't all have to be related. I told you I did like Spanish, maths, and English, so like that's not like really related enough. And I'm a math major, so like you just only need like one or two HLs for your uni. A lot of your time, your third HL is free. You just do whatever you want. Like don't be pressured by your friends or parents or whatever. It's not their life. It's your life, right? So like yeah. These are some pretty weird subject choices. I'll leave them for a moment, but notice that you can do ESS. That's environmental systems and society. So like environmental sciences, basically. That's counts as the humanities and the sciences, or like both the humanities and the sciences at the same time. It's confusing. There's a lot of rules like that. Don't worry too much. And also, most students don't do like two language A's because it's hard to do like your native language. Like, if you never went to school in your native language, it's hard, right? I definitely couldn't do like Chinese A. Like, that's impossible for me, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, these are some like example choices that like show you that if you're a bit like different, if you want to choose something that you like that's not like very STEM or like that's not very like out of the mode, basically, like yeah, like then like don't be afraid. I'll be your chance to study what you really want, given your school's resources, of course. Yep. So what you like, what you're good at, and what you need for uni are the three most important things you need to be able to kind of judge to be able to choose your subjects the best way you can. As I said, smart schools have fewer options. I said that already. But don't stress because you can try your subjects out for the first month at least. Some schools even do it for the whole year. That's not very common, but like definitely the first term, the first few months, just if you don't like your subject, if it's getting too hard, you gotta stick with it and just hope things pray things get better. That's your choice, of course. But then if you just detest that subject, if you just really, really hate it, can't stand it anymore, just switch. You'll thank yourself in the future. Um, because you have 2 years, IB's a marathon. It's not something easy. You have to be able to persist and get like going even when things are dragging you down, even when things are tough. You just stick with them. That's what IB is. So it's really important you make a informed decision. Always look for kind of like IB Discord, IB Reddit. Ask former students, ask current students what experiences are with IB, what experiences are with the subjects you want to take. Um, don't just assume that your parents or your friends know best. Your teachers. Teachers might not know like about like unis and stuff, but then they probably know about your subject. They'll know about what you're gonna learn. But then for unis, you have your uni counselor. Reach out to them. Like not all of them, not all schools have a good uni counselor. I know, but then like if your school has one, just reach out to them. Just email them. Just want to just say like, hey, I want to meet about my subjects. They'll be more than willing. Just trust me. Okay, so DP1 vs DP2. A lot of people think that IB is gonna be like hell, like just like hell, like in terms of like difficulty. I'm gonna have no sleep, no social life, no time to relax. That's not 100% true. Like it is stressful, but I guarantee there's always gonna be time for you to make those things. And like if you find that you're kind of burning out, prioritize yourself first, your own mental health needs, your own kind of like your own health first, right? Yeah. So yeah, DB1 just mostly learning classes, learning content. There's some focus on like CAS. Do your reflections. For CAS you have to put evidence. Just like a photo. Like doesn't have to be too much. If you ran 1 hour, like for example, or went to the gym for 1 hour, then just take one photo. That's pretty much it. Don't worry about it too much. But then your reflections are how you're gonna be kind of evaluated on kind of your progress. So make sure you write a decent few like paragraphs. Maybe not something crazy, but like kind of like one paragraph for kind of each like month. I'd say at least, yeah. If not more, if you can, yeah. Um, for like, and also like if you have like three paragraphs, the way you organize it, one for creativity, one for activity, one for service, three paragraphs for 1 month. Your supervisor will be pretty happy, I think. Yeah. So I'm focused on the assignment essay. I told you when you start in November, start choosing topics and start choosing like your subject as well, and then like you apply to choose your subjects. You get a first choice and second choice, so that you can have like so that everyone knows like your supervisors know what to like kind of expect like logistics thing. Like I don't go to it's just logistics. Yeah. But also like a research question, don't rush it. Because a research question has a lot of like planning and forethoughts behind it. It's the bedrock of the entire essay. So like if you're very sloppy over there, you'll face yourself like finding yourself very extremely confused, not knowing which direction to go to. Exactly. So like ask your supervisor like if something's like even a bit not clear, like in a research question, just ask make sure you have it like granted down so that you know exactly what you're gonna do. Like so that when you plan, you just know exactly what you're gonna kind of like research and write for your plan. Also, like your predicted grades don't panic. Your predicted grades are kind of a aggregate of kind of your end of the exams for BP1, of course, but you're kind of also your kind of your class grades, your unit tests. So like be consistent. Like don't kind of like slack off, of course, but then yeah. But then don't kind of like over obsess in one test. Like there's always gonna be new um learning opportunities for like one test after that test, right? And also like you're kind of like how well you kind of raise your hand in class, like how well you especially for like English and stuff, like humanities, like how well you contribute to the class discussions. Don't panic if you're not good at those things, but then like yeah, it's a bit of kind of a overall kind of like impression. Yeah, it's like don't kind of feel guilty if you don't do all of those things, but I mean like just try your best, man. Like you can only try your best and that's it. Yeah. And then also DP2, you have many deadlines in the same week. It's very rushed. You might be like running on low sleep. Try to exercise, try to do things that relax you, like play music, go out for a walk, hang out with your friends in moderation. The balance is really important, I told you. Yeah. Because when you have all your IAs done, the first IA might seem really easy, but then like the last IA is gonna be really difficult because it's about a race, it's about a marathon. Pacing yourself, as I told you. So like also there's gonna be lots of unexpected challenges. Your data collection for sciences might go wrong. Your kind of supervisor might not be free 1 week and stuff. Like I mean, don't worry. Like just take it in your stride. Be natural. Don't worry too much. Don't think about like what's gonna be ahead of you. Just think about one step at a time, step by step. Living in the moment. I told you. Yeah, yeah. And then for your marks, those are usually probably I can't say. Mine were in like January on DP2, but most people do them in like February, March, April even. Don't panic because they're gonna be a wake up call to get you revising for finals. So like if you are struggling in your marks, ask for help early. You have no idea if you can turn things around. You can surprise yourself, honestly. Like don't be shy, don't be scared, I'd say. Yeah. And also make sure like you connect with friends and stuff because like if it's just exam revision, it's very depressing and lonely, right? So yeah, like mental health is really important. Yeah. I have this diagram of like this kind of on the x-axis you have like your time, so like BP1, DP2 somewhere as well, and then you have kind of a stress chart on your y-axis. So yeah, it's kind of the average IB student goes through a lot of changes. You're always gonna be in your like on your back foot, like adapting to different situations. Yeah. Um, because predicted grades, unit tests. That's only one part of IB. There's also kind of like the. Let me tell you a story actually. When I finished my exams, I was like May 2022 actually. Yeah. And there's this one guy. He said I'm gonna be IB, but he actually wrote IV, like IV, like the letter V. So like I said like, oh you don't know the four, and he said what four? And I said oh that's Cas E talking uni because like don't forget like you have the other presenters are gonna do a much better job at the uni stuff than I am, but then like don't forget you're going as a person, you're going as a kind of individual, like figuring out what your needs are, like what kind of opportunities you want to do for your future, like what kind of like leadership roles or like kind of like what friends you want to do, what friends you want to make in your IB like career, like what kind of like mental health struggles, like family problems, like money problems even, I don't know, man. And your uni applications as a whole, like other like BC, man. Like so like yeah, like IB's a lot. Like it's not just IB, it's like your other like school social like responsibilities, like personal kind of stuff as well. Like it just yeah, like yeah. So if you're reading all of this, don't panic. Going up is natural, like it's gonna be okay in the end. Like you see this this guy at the very end. I've done the very best I can for my finals. That's kind of headspace you want. Your mental kind of like attitude towards like accepting that you've done what you've done the best you can, and then you've done like enough already. So like don't beat yourself up. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Exactly. Yep. So like as I said, there's a lot of changes in IB. Not because of the IB necessarily. You more privileges. I definitely remember using the senior common room. We had a microwave, and that was really nice. Like like if you like pack lunch and stuff, like a sandwich, it's cold. You want to heat it up, and then like yeah, just having a warm sandwich and stuff. It's really nice. During lunchtime. Yeah, just things like that, small things. To be grateful for. You've at my school we had lots of like student-led events. What it means is all the shows like the Valley Night, Chinese New Year like performances, my TED talk was all. I gave a TED talk. More about that in the cast section. My like the school fair like night fest. Yeah, the school night fair like that was all like um prefects were kind of lining the road outside of the school like giving parents and like other students directions. Giving kind of like all like the sets like an action like the media department. Definitely a few prefects who were gifted in that took charge of like the set design and production, all the planning and like meeting teachers and stuff. So like yeah, like a lot of people spend a lot of the high achieving students. They don't always just study and lock themselves at home. They they participate actively in the life of the school. So like they do all of these kind of things um that promote their personal growth because no one knows what they want to do in life, right? No one's sure, no one's got it all figured out. So that means to find out what you want to do in life, you have to kind of just try random things, try things you like, try things you don't like as well. Knowing what you don't like is actually really powerful. So you kind of know in the future, I don't want to do this thing in the future. That's really important. Also, man, like yeah, so like also like your class sizes are smaller. My classes had 12 on average. My Spanish PHL class, because of lack of demand, had 4 people. I know some people who even got like private tutoring, kind of like one on one or even two and like one on one and one on two students. Because there just weren't like enough people, but in the school, like so I wanted to like give them like the native language and stuff like that. Yeah. So like teaching attention, you have more like closeness. You have more like kind of chats and kind of joke around as well. Like if your teachers like that, chat about random things, like chat about your IAs, how your school's going, and whatever. Like teachers are really fun people. Every teacher is different. Just get to enjoy the classes and just get to know them as well. Yeah, you have 2 years together. And same with your peers, you might be bumping into a lot of people you didn't expect to bump into because of your leadership, extracurriculars, sports teams as well. Like just things like outside of school as well. Like you never know, like a school trip could change everything. Yeah, so like you can balance your sleep, your school, and your social life. And I say yeah, I've written this like exactly. I was gonna say exactly this. Know when you've overcommitted and take care of your mental and physical health first. Your health is first, and then your like kind of studies and whatever, like your future and like kind of your careers and whatever, whatnot. That's second, yeah. Because if you don't have health, if you don't have any kind of like mental energy to do those things, you're gonna be only like hurting yourself. You're gonna be making yourself weaker, and then like you can't even like take care of yourself. How are other people going? How are other people gonna kind of like take care of you, man? Like yeah, like if like you don't know how to take care of yourself, like that's kind of really important. Leadership I talked about already, so like I'll just skip on leadership for now. Uni options. Other people like the presentation about uni is gonna come soon. I'll just say that like you should read the websites of the unis. Make some lists if you like if you're disorganized. I didn't make any lists at all, but then like some people like making a list of like financial aid, location, like amenities in city. Like, do they have good food, for example? Is the kind of like uni next to the city, or is it very far away from the city center? Is it expensive to live through it? What kind of like activities can you join in that uni? Like whatever, man. Like there's a lot of considerations because let me tell you, as a uni student, you have a new life in a new country, or in the same country, whatever. You have a new life. So like your like family dynamics of your parents, of your old classmates, of your new classmates, are gonna change. So like make choose a choice that makes you happy. No matter if it's with IB and with uni, whatever. Your happiness is very important. Yeah. Talk to the other students online. Current students as well, like former uni students as well. If you can, like through LinkedIn or whatever. I don't know how it's gonna work. How I can like find out them through LinkedIn or whatever. But yeah, like I guess a lot of people want to know what work is like. I can't tell you too much. Haven't even gotten an internship yet. But then like yeah, just there's a lot to think about. Like don't worry about it too much. And with great leadership, being the senior students in your school, being you told in year 13, top of the school, man. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, that's what Spider-Man or something said. Yeah. Yeah. So what I did for CAS is school choir, band of friends. We performed like we performed in 1 month. So like we had like literally like practice sessions every like 3 times a week or even four times a week and stuff. So I did some home cooking as well. I took photos of my like of kind of some stews I made, some kind of stir fries. I tend to cook very Asian stuff, like so don't mind me, but I mean like yeah, just do what you want, man. Yeah, it's kind of freeing to do cast. Digital art, I'm creative writing. I made a piece about like the lighthouse. I was very in a very messily dark place, while I'm doing IB. I couldn't do anything at all, and I was just like to distress. I was just drawing on my like tablet and stuff, just like a night sky, and like I had this idea for like a lighthouse, and there's a beacon of light, just shining through, leading me the way. And I think that's what IB is at times. Like you have to fall back on other people to support you. Yeah, just yeah, yeah. And so my creative writing is about like my struggles like with like, fitting in and stuff, like normal like teenager stuff. It's never gonna get easier, but I mean like there's always this kind of like hang in there, like ask for support when you need it, ask for extensions when you have like IAC and stuff. Yeah. For for physical activity, I did a school cross country. I hiked as well. Like Hong Kong has a lot of like Hong Kong has a lot of country parks. A lot of mountains. You can hike near the sea as well, on top of the mountains, and like it's really beautiful. I took a lot of pictures as well. Yeah, it's really nice. I did like I did a lot of photography as well when we're hiking. Yeah, and bowling as well. Yeah, bowling was too like just friends and stuff. Yeah, whatever. And I did a lot of service as well. Like I wanted to give back to other people. I'm not very advantaged in life. I came from like a difficult background in life. So I did a TED talk about like how my teachers and stuff gave back to me when I couldn't give back anything, like when I was just surviving. Like it's kind of like why like how to like thrive instead of survive. That's my TED talk. Yep. I was also part of the charity council, like donating like money to like poor kids in the Philippines, poor families who have like too many children and they can't like, and they give all the money for the kids on like food and kind of clothing, but then like the schooling, especially the girls in those like rural impoverished communities, that's really gone by the wayside. That's really like neglected for them. Yep. So like I give money for that. We did a Korean like spicy noodle challenge. We did kind of like water balloon challenges, like throwing them on the prefects. That's really fun. Yeah. That's kind of things I can like recall back really fondly on. Math competition club wasn't that kind of exciting, but I just did it anyway. I had a talent in math to kind of give back to contribute, right? So like yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like I just wanted to use it tough for this. Always kind of like pursue your own passion, be very proactive, like be kind of the change you want to be in life. If there's a cause you want to do like to help other people, like do you think I'd be like someone messaged me on Discord saying that like they were very concerned about their relative, their auntie, the home was really hot and like they were really like worried about like poor people as well, like whose homes don't have like fans even. They have like paper fans. You just wave around that. There's not even an electric fan. That's what I'm saying. So I gave them this resource about like white paint, and then like white paint can cool the roofs down by like 2 degrees Celsius, and that's like it makes the entire like interior of the home cooler. Like it's kind of like the kids can sleep at night and stuff. Like so, like I was really proud of motivating that student. That really touched my heart, honestly. So like a lot of people already have kind of big ideas of how to kind of give back to the community or the school. You don't have to give back to the poor people, of course. You can give back to any like group, even your school classmates are very a kind of that's a very noble thing already. Don't push yourself too hard on that. So like everyone has the desire to kind of like, make the world better and stuff, and that's kind of like and also kind of like to pursue their own hobbies, and that's what cast is all about. If you kind of slacking off in cast, if it's not like enjoyable, then you should kind of like talk with some people like your teachers are your kind of like who else? You're kind of your P teacher as well, like you're like your I don't know, like your school counselor as well, like just like talk with them because it should be enjoyable, man. Yeah. So these are the 7 counseling like outcomes. I won't like say too much about this, but then like 1 to 5 are easy. So like just like keep at it, plan thoroughly, um, don't be afraid to kind of like challenge yourself, do new things, know what your like strengths are in life and your weaknesses in life, so that you can like better like tailor what's right for you, what kind of like things are best for you in that moment to develop on. But also like the 6 and 7 about like engaging in kind of like ethical issues that affect people in the community and the whole world even. Yeah. So like yeah, that's what kind of a thing that you should do for IB. Yep. Also this I mentioned IAs in the very beginning. I just had few more words to say about this kind of topic. Done is better than perfect. So like don't be a perfectionist. IB hates perfectionism. Like just be like pass like just be like a passing grade. Just aim for that. It's just like to survive IB. Otherwise, you're gonna lose yourself mentally, and that's not good. So like yeah, exactly. Like ask the teachers for extensions early. Like they're like flexible. Like the IB deadlines are very late. Actually, I won't tell you when, but then like they have a lot of leeway. So like your school wants you to get things earlier to done earlier, so you can relax and stuff. Because it has to be done eventually. If you don't do it, you just procrastinating until like your deathbed. Honestly, sorry. But yeah, like I just heard so many students in the IB Discord leaving on their IAs and E's so much of DP2, and they have exam revision. They have like they're panicking. They didn't even do anything. Like they didn't even kind of try in class or something. I don't know what. So like that's kind of like hell. So like don't be like them. Okay, like yeah. And also like find what works with you because I couldn't even revise at home. I couldn't just do any work. I just sleep. I just come home, lay in my bed, just sleep for a few hours and just get nothing done. Basically. So like in DBT when I was really behind in my IAs, I just started like to ask what can I do? And then one of my teachers said like, oh just stay behind the school. Like the school library is open until like if you're like until like 2 hours after school closes. Like that's incredible. Yeah. Yeah. So just started there for 1 hour. Actually, it only took 1 hour to every day. I went every day as well, even Friday. Yeah. It's really sucks on Friday, but I mean, you have to get it done eventually, right? Um, and then yeah, just even 1 hour every day. I got the philosophy I've been dreading to do. Like I hated it well, and like yeah, and then my like draft really improved and stuff, and it was easy from there, right? So yeah. Now a lot of people ask, should I prepare stuff or do I have to prepare stuff before IB? And actually, the answer is no. There's no need to. Let me explain. IB is a marathon, not a sprint. I said that before. Basically, your mental health is really important. Come to IB feeling well rested because there's a lot of challenges. Like I guess a lot of people think that IB is content. Well, I mean, like ALA was actually just content, but then like IB, you have coursework, give you your TOK and stuff. All of us within tasks need guidance from your teachers. And if you just start on those now, you're just gonna get lost and stuck, and it's not gonna be even worth it, man. Just don't do it. Yeah. So like just knowing the content isn't the worst part about IB. It's about like kind of like your skill, honestly, your adaptability and kind of like your time management. So like yeah, if your time management's not good at IGCSE, just try things, just ask around, just try your best, man. Just try to improve it before IB. That will really help them much more than just kind of like doing content before IB starts. But I will say like there's a lot of things you can do to be informed. Just on your Google or whatever. Go and type in like IB like economics, for example, subject guide. It's not called a syllabus in IB. It's called subject guide. Your results. Also make sure your services are up to date. IB updates every subject every 7 years. Not every like 2 years like Cambridge. So like every 7 years, every year, sorry, they choose a subject or they choose a few subjects to update. And then for sciences, I know the sciences have first exams 2025, so that means the 2023 kids have started already. Yep. Um, yeah, and also there's like CS is gonna be due to have an update in like 2025, and there's like ESS, environmental like sciences and whatever, is gonna have an update like this year. So like next incoming students for IB are gonna have a new service for that. So like, it depends on subject, of course. Yeah, and also like your resources. There is also and there's a list at the very end. Yeah. But then like there's also a lot of YouTubers who in like Revision Village. They have like past paper questions. They have like IB like explainers and stuff on videos. Yeah. So exactly like just take a look at those to kind of know what you're gonna like be learning, but then don't like grind it. Just watch it for fun. Don't actually like study hard in it. Just look at stuff. Like just look at stuff. Don't actually study. Yeah. So here's some like negatives of the IB experience. Unfortunately, there are negatives. Like having limited subject choices. A lot of things about catching up on work. It's not always pleasant to do that. Some teachers are some schools are corrupt. They don't like hire good teachers. They don't who don't explain things or like teach properly. Unfortunately, that is an issue. Unfortunately, a lot of these students have to kind of self-study to some degree. Just they're on their own, looking through like Bio Ninja or whatever kind of resources are available for that subjects. It's really a shame. I'm really sorry. If that's your experience because that's not ideal. But then that's reality, man. I'm sorry. Yep. Also, mental and physical health, like just the competition, just I mean, like don't compare yourself to other people, but I mean, like there's always this pressure to kind of like to be surrounded by like people who are high achieving. That kind of like people talking about your grades behind your back and stuff. It's not pleasant. So like just no one to step back, no one you're like at your breaking point, like in terms of mental and physical health. Yeah, exactly. Just reach out for help, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I was like past papers being locked under paywall. I just hate that part so much. I'm sorry, IB students. That there's only like a one like or two kind of sites that have like all the papers. I can't say it, but yeah. Just you know if you know, like yeah. um but also like IB's very like kind of annoying because they only like talk they only give stuff and info to like the coordinators in your school. You're like not even your teachers, your coordinators who are like, kind of like the heads of IB in your school. So like the exam chaos last session May 2024 that was regrettable this stuff like that yeah so there's lots of things. Don't get too depressed. IB still very exciting and fun sometimes try your best but don't dwell on what you can't control exactly yeah. So here are some like last words before I I give a stage up to the questions about IB. So IB's intense. If you can choose A levels, I think it'd be more straightforward to kind of like just revise your content. It's just content literally. Just like put these facts in your brain, like and just do these past papers. I wish it was that simple for IB, but then like IB has a lot of like risk and reward. Like if you like are trading on the stock market, like you have a like, kind of a risky trade, but then like if you trade as well, then you can make a lot of money. Like, and that's kind of the same with IB. Like your personal growth and you kind of like your skills for uni. Um, your time management, you kind of skills of reaching out. You kind of like self kind of like improvement skills. Like just all of these hobbies and stuff will kind of last you like a lifetime. Honestly, if you do them well, the risk is very hard. high, but the reward is actually very high as well, I'd say. So like if you want a challenge, if you have energy right now, if you're bored doing IGCSEs, now that IGCSEs have like newly finished, exactly, just like choose IB if you want some kind of adventure, honestly. Like there's no reason why not to kind of like be shy if you want adventure. But then kind of I'd also say that IB like is a once in a lifetime opportunity, so make the most of it. The 2 years I spent doing IB were one of the most intense, one of the most memorable experiences as well. Like it was like being in boot camp in the army. Like I made a lot of close friends. Some of them I still talk to like even now. I guess a lot of things changed after IB, but then like just catching up and stuff. Like you just really feel more bonded together, especially if like even worldwide. There's like 200,000 students doing IB worldwide, if not even more. I think there's even more this year. I can't say for sure. So IB's a traumatic bonding experience with the whole world. And I guess I'll leave it at that. Good luck with IB or your future or like A levels or whatever. Best of luck and wishes for your futures. And I have one more surprise to share with you. Just one last reminder. Please don't procrastinate. Ask for help before it's too late. Yeah. Yeah. This is swear word in there. Of course. Yeah. Yep. Okay, thanks for coming. I have a list of resources at the very end slide. I'll just glance over glance over to that slide for 1 minute. Just yeah. Here's a quick list. Don't worry. The slides are in the pins somewhere. Just don't worry about it. Okay, yeah. Thank you for coming. I'll go to Discord now. Okay.
Hey South,
We can't hear you if
we
you're
can't hear you if you're
talking right now.
talking right now.
Can you try
Can you
rejoining?
try rejoining?
Sorry, that's weird. I was answering these questions. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Where was I? Did you hear? Like? Did I?
You may have to start from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. I'll answer the questions one more time. I'm so sorry. Uh, where did, no, where'd it go? I lost the channels. Just bear with me one moment. I lost it again. Where'd it? No. Oh,
You can check in chat.
You can
We've
check in chat.
checked
We've
them.
checked them.
where did the question? I mean, like,
Check the what's it called?
what's it called? Boss man?
No,
No.
no.
No,
Check the
no.
chat right now.
Check the chat right now.
Community.
Oh, this. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Chat. Yeah.
Community
Community
events.
chat. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Okay. What is it? Future chat questions. Yeah. Yeah. I was here before. Sorry, I missed it. I was here. This. Okay. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay. So you can hear me. Okay. 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 Um, if I was thinking, okay, if I was thinking, extended maths for IGCSE, which math should I do? Um, you didn't hear that one, right? Okay, should I start with that one? Okay. Okay, so to answer your question, there's no like right choice because you're your own person. And it's really hard to say, but then I just if you don't know, like just choose AAHL. So that's a pure math one. AAHL has like the vectors, has like calculus, has like all the algebra and stuff. So like it's more natural fit for uni type maths, like not just maths and uni, but also like engineering, and also kind of not computer science, but phys- sorry, physics. Yeah, physics. You do math, not math and physics as well. So like yeah, okay, yeah, and also like yeah, so like, but I'd say like if you want to do like AIHL, which is the applied math one, sorry, sorry, then like you should do like if you want to do like statistics is kind of like I kind of more applied to maths, and you could also like AIHL, like you have your like calculator being used more often for papers as I said, of course. So like it's up to you, man. Now like for the next question, is the IB putting me at a disadvantage? So for that one, like I'd say there's no disadvantage or advantage. It's because unit admissions departments, they just want to make sure that everyone's like qualifications are like well like are fair and well recognized. So like if you do IB, if you do like A levels, or if you do like SAT or AP, um in terms of like the grade conversions, you need to make sure there's a way to like convert them fairly. So I'd be saying the greatest difference is actually in your like extracurriculars and stuff, your like activities after the school. IB has natural advantage because you doing CAS for free. But it's not possible. Like if you want to do like A levels, you can do like your service and your creativity and stuff on your in your own time. I guess a lot of like schools do DQ of Edinburgh and stuff. A lot of schools to be really willing to help you with your like project with your projects as well. And also like A levels has your EPQ. That's the same as the extended essay but for A level. So like if you want to do that, like just ask your school. Like we'll figure it out together. Yeah. Who's paying me? Sorry. Yeah. I'll go back to chat then. Yeah. I thought someone said I couldn't hear me. They can hear me again. Okay. Um, wrong one. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. For this one, is IGCSE maths and first language English enough for SATs? Um, I'd say just your test prep's the most important. So like you have 1 month of preparation time, I guess. Usually, so I think that should be enough. Because if you just here's the one like you can always retake. You have super scoring. So like super scoring means that you can like combine your math and English scores. The highest out of all of the scores gets combined into a new score. So like don't worry if you like fail the first time, whatever. But also like your digital SAT. That's really important because that's the your level. So kind of like if you're bad, they'll figure it out. If you're good, they'll just give you more harder questions. So like just try your best. But then like I think to answer your question, 05A0 and first language English, those should be good enough on foundation. A basic foundation to give you like the kind of like the motivation to kind of prepare for SAT. So if you do well on those, keep them in your mind. Don't forget all about them after the exams, and then just like do your preparation during summer as normal. Okay, yeah. One of the most important skills IGCSE students need to learn in order to ace the IB. Um, Sorry, I should answer some new questions first. I'll move on to the next questions, to the new questions after this one. Um, I'd say time management, of course, just managing your time, figuring out what like study strategies work for you. I think don't also like be afraid to study in groups. In groups, you have your friends who might be able to kind of help you with different subjects. Like, of course, if you don't have friends in the same subjects, it kind of sucks. But then like you know your friends, if you distract you, don't study with them. But then if they like are helpful, if they can give you like notes or like tips to kind of like think of like questions together to kind of like do like your past paper questions better then I say like go for it. So like also with your balance as well, I told you guys just balancing academics, sleep, school, family, personal life, uni stuff, and also the third one would be probably kind of I'd say like risk taking, honestly. Like kind of like not don't like don't be shy. Like step out of your shell, try new things. As I told you before, because you gain a lot more from doing IB if you're gonna be like more like brave to try things you haven't tried before. So yeah. Um. Yes, AASL. The problem with that is this kind of I'll type it out. It's a course. It's a course that like if you like done with maths, like if you don't do any kind of math in the future, like that's what you choose. So like um where won't yeah, I'll just type in that. Yeah, so like yeah. Um so like of course some people who like humanities or whatever, like if you're sure you're not gonna do like anything math related in the future, just choose it. If you're sure. Otherwise if you have some doubts, just choose AASL. Because fuck. Okay. Because yeah like that's just like not too bad. It's a bit challenging of course, but then like if you have some doubts just choose that one. Like that's gonna give you some like doors to open like if you're not too sure about like closing them off immediately. Yes, if you have a that grade in IGCSE extended maths and plan to do business in the future, how do you decide whether to take AHO or AISL? It depends on you. You need to like get into a chat with you, honestly, to kind of best guide you and stuff. But then like yeah, like I told you you probably mean AIHL because like if you want to do business, I guess you can do business, you can learn math and business without doing much algebra, and that's what AIHL allows you to do. AIHL has spreadsheets. Yep. So like you learn how to use your calculator and stuff. So like the applied math thinking is also important for AAHL. Like you have like real world modeling problems. Like you have like kind of like trigonometry. They ask you about like kind of like if like a business has like seasonal like growth or whatever, like and the peak season is kind of in like they make like $100,000 and the low season then they make $10,000. That's kind of tricky already, right? So like yeah, the point is that you never know what you're gonna kind of learn in the future. Never know what you're kind of gonna like apply your maths or any other subject actually in the future. So like with AAHL, like it's more pure. So I guess not many people want to do that. Like if they want to do business, if you want it, that's fine, of course. I think for more kind of applied maths, AAHL is not bad honestly. Or of course ASL as I told you is a safe option. Of course. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Um, Oh, this is important. Yeah, I like this one. Does it make sense to choose a language HL if I want to do it in the future? I guess exactly like your options are very open in IB. It could easily be a third HL. Just choose the other two related to your major, whatever. Your space a third HL, remember. Um, I guess I really enjoyed taking Spanish BHL, so let me just tell you a bit about that. As I told you, I did two books, no, two plays, sorry. And you just learn to like appreciate like Spanish culture for me a lot. Because literature is about like expressing human feelings and stuff. And like I guess you're kind of like you're probably the kind of person who kind of is very passionate towards like the human condition, like different kind of like experiences in life and kind of different like cultural backgrounds, different kind of people's experiences. Like yeah, just yeah. So like yeah, like I'm not too sure about a language degree in uni. I have people who doing Japanese at uni. They seem to be enjoying it. But then yeah, like I'm not sure. Like there's a problem because like a lot of unis the same that you sign them zero, like from ab initio. So like if you do PHL, I'm not sure if you can skip. I'm not sure how many credits you're gonna skip. But like I'll just don't worry about the credits for now for uni. Just choose one you want for the future. I'll just say that. Yeah. If you okay, so like if you're gonna oscillate between like sciences and humanities, and you enjoy both equally. That's interesting. Uh, Honestly, up to you. But as I said, you can do like two sciences and one humanities at HL, or like two humanities and one sciences at HL, of course. Whatever. Like, I don't really know you. That's the problem. That's yeah. I'll just skip. Yeah, I have not done any humanities before. Like none of the humanities subjects in my life ever. So which one should I take? I don't even like humanities in the first place. However, I've heard that ESS is a science and humanities subjects. Oh right. Ah, interesting. I was in the same situation. Well, like for me, I didn't want to do psychology. I guess I did psychology at IGCSE level, but then like I didn't enjoy it. So like I just wanted to do something else in IB. But then like with that psychology, I was thinking, what could I do? And I was thinking, talking to my parents and even like just I was just so lost. I did GeoSL. Geography was really eye-opening because you do like a lot of human geography. Like that's kind of similar to ESS, but in Geo do more humanity stuff. So like you more essays and stuff. Not too many. You still have decently many like short answer questions. Like state the effect of like population like growth on like, the economy or whatever. That's very typical of Geo. ESS would be a bit different, but then like it's not too different as well. It's probably going to be kind of like more like plant based, more plant biology based, more like soil chemistry based, but also you still like have migration and stuff. You still have like you still have kind of like environmental assessment. So you do that in geography as well. And your field work as well. I'd say I don't know, like if you wanted something easier, I'd probably say, I don't know, probably either business, geography, or ESS, one of those. Yeah, I guess, yeah. And also for geography, I really enjoyed the field work. So like just like, going out, I collected like temperature and humidity data for like my city, and that was really about like the urban heat and island effect because of like climate change and whatever. Like so that's really you can do that in like ESS as well. So like don't be like afraid to choose ESS or Geo. Like just switch if you don't like Geo, or if you like just switch within the first month or so. Like as I said, doesn't really matter too much. Yep. Yep. So what should I know about transitioning from from first language English to like ah I mean it's not too different from my perspective, honestly. But honestly, maybe the workload, I'm not sure. No, it's not really that. It's probably English is pretty chill anyway. I'd say you're probably gonna take like SL. I have a feeling, not HL. So like for SL, like SO is a good opportunity if you like have like if you're lacking in your like analysis and ability. So like PEEL, like PEEL, point evidence or point evidence analysis and link. Yeah, that's the structure. There's lots of acronyms for English. I'm not professional in English, of course. I'm not too sure. I did the literature, but then like I found English pretty straightforward, so I just can't tell you too much. Just make sure to read often. Like just during the summer when you're no stress, just read. Just because like it'll help you analyze and stuff. It'll make you like better in tune with like your like course like text. But also you don't even read whole books during IB. Like sometimes you're too busy for that, and that's fine because your class will just go through like certain chapters. Even in Asia, we only did a few chapters. We did kind of one chapter like for like 5 lessons. Like so we only did 5 chapters in total. Like and that's pretty much it. Like we did the main themes and stuff, of course. And then so like your in-depth study has 2 books, and so like your for your in-depth study you really had to read that one. But then like the reading level in IB is not too bad, even for like HL. So like don't be afraid to choose HL for you if you want to. Yeah. Have to prepare like as I said, look at the videos, look at the course, the subject guide, look at the kind of also like your just ask around in the IB Discord, the IB Reddit as well. Yeah, to because I don't take other subjects as well. I don't take econ. I don't take film. I don't take CS. Yeah, just ask around. There's lots of people who can help you. Uh oh, actually, yeah, that's interesting because I know that some UK unis still like business and econ together, but honestly, like digital society. Digital societies is a humanities actually, and CS is kind of like the programming stuff. So actually, they're all about tech, but then they're really different. Like a lot of people don't know what digital societies is. It's about like the impact of AI, or kind of like the impacts of kind of like let's say kind of not just AI, but kind of like systems like IT systems, like kind of like your passport, like that's stored online, like and like your kind of like your voting rights and stuff, like that's all online. So like kind of like the politics or kind of the society almost of like tech stuff. So like there's not much overlap. So like UK unis will be fine. Even UK, like and US and Canada and Australia, and Europe don't care at all actually. Um check the uni of course, but then like they should be fine. Yeah. There's no like uni that will be kind of that like picky about your subjects. Yeah. Um and the last 2 questions, are 4 shows manageable? I'd say yes, but you'd be pushing it a bit. You'd be kind of have to have a lot of I guess discipline. Yeah, like self management. Because the issue of what it shows is that there's no reward for it. You just do more work. There's less study periods, and there's no benefit for unis. Like there's no like bragging rights or anything. Like you just have more work for no reason. So just honestly, just do 3 HLs. You can choose 4 HLs in the very beginning, but then in the first semester or so, just drop one of them down to SL, please, for your own mental health. Like it's just like it is an option because I mean, he doesn't want to like tell you what to do or not. But then like, there's just no point. Like, I'm just sorry to say that. Yeah. And then yeah, the last one is the broader subject choices. Can't answer that. I'm sorry. I don't know you as a person. Um, yeah. Yeah. Just ask me like in like IB chat. Like you can ping me or whatever. Yeah. I just can't answer that. I just don't know you. I'm sorry. I think that's it for the questions. I think we've answered all of them. Where can you get IB past papers? I can't tell you the exact name. There's one really widely available, but I can't tell you because we're a partnered server. If I tell you, get busted. This server get busted for sure. I'm sorry. Yes, AAHO is very different from extended, but AAHO is not like impossible. Like actually, like like AHL, like a lot of people like do like year one stuff and year two stuff. Like so it's kind of like AS and A2. So like if you do like AHL, if your school does AHL that way, then like your IB DP1 stuff will be really kind of straightforward. I think normally people should find a if you think AHL, you should find like your year one stuff okay. Like there's some random stuff like binomial theorem, and there's also kind of like PNCs, permutation and combinations. That's the devil. But then most of it like basic calculus, like most of your stats should be okay. Like it's like S1. And your kind of trick as well, like that's kind of AS level. So like your first year for AHL shouldn't be too bad. Don't worry too much. And don't worry with the first test. The first test, everyone fails it. Don't worry. Um, sorry. Okay. Under racing. Did you ask something? Wait, what's your question again? Sorry. Pineapple and pizza. Yes. Sorry. Okay, I'll answer this. Trouble clef. You're currently doing BM, Eco, and ESSHL. Just switch honestly. Just switch. Because the thing about English and IB is there's no content. There's just more books. I mean there is a bit of workload for the HL essay in DP2, but then like ESS HL like there's actually a lot of content. It's not always free. Like there's a lot of biology and chemistry. So like if you're good at those, they'll be easy. But not everyone's good at CSS, especially HL is good at bio and chem. So like if you want to switch to English, just do it. But also just consult with your like IB coordinator, your teachers as well. Just ask around and stuff because yeah, just be informed. Yeah. It'll take a lot of work. Unfortunately, the grade distribution for English literature HO is not good. It's only 2% for literature, but in like English language and literature, like the language one, it's okay. It's not bad. Like it's just a literature. A lot of people think that they can get a 3.7, they can get a 3.6. Sorry, and then they'll try. But like if you want to try, then like there's definitely opportunities. Like just keep sending essays to your teacher, asking them for feedback. They'll be more than willing to do so. I think. Yeah. Yeah, but then it's just not. It just takes a lot of like reading after the class, and it's always a lot of like shows are kind of like I don't really know how to explain how to revise for English. Honestly, it's not easy to revise for. Um, there's no one like approach for it. It's hard, man. Yeah, I just like in general saying that a seven in any subject is hard. No matter what other people say, like everyone has different strengths, So like yeah. I mean, not always like teachers first. I don't know about A levels. Can't answer that too much other than kind of like revise and stuff. Oh yeah, didn't I tell you like? Oh no, and then I think you missed it. Under racing, I sort of answered that one. So under racing about like SL film, H HLA maths, econ and computer science. I have a list of resources in the slides. I'm not sure if all the topics are covered, but then I was just saying like ask on the IB Discord, ask on the IB Reddit. Like just ask about like which resources I can like to find. And also like just look around for YouTube videos and stuff. That's what I said under rating. Okay, no worries. Look. Let's see. No, because AB's like AB is actually different curriculum. They're not like SAT. Like because like IB's a huge workload already. So like with APs, like you're just adding more work for no reason. I guess you can do it if you want to take a subject privately that IB doesn't have at all. Maybe it's worth it, but then like you could always do that at uni, man. Like there's just no point. Like with I'll tell you this for US unis, the ones where APs matter most, IBCAS is maximum rigor already. So it's the hardest already. That's what it says. So like there's no point in doing APs, I think, yeah. Exactly. Like type in IB. I'm lagging so bad. Yeah, type in IB subject matter. Like there should be random resources on like it's sad. But then like because IB locks the subject guides away for some reason, but then they're online. They're online. Yep. Yep. As I told you, like dynamic, like with IB colleges, the workload's actually heaviest in DP2. So IB year two is year 13, yeah. So like your coursework is gonna be really hard to finish like all of it. Maybe the first one's easy, but then the last one's hard. That's what I told other people already. But also just about balancing things. Just like I just said, like yes, the workload will be challenging, but then if you take care of yourself and your own mental health, it should be like doable. Like get enough sleep, get enough like exercise and like social interaction. Don't be lonely. Things like that. Yeah, can really help. Things. Uh, there was one in the slides about the E question. There's this flowchart about like how to like design your E question. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, don't be intimidated. Take an EA. So for EE, you have to look at the criteria, of course. Also for TOK. So like for TOK, your essay is weighted 2/3 and your exhibition is weighted 1/3. So for TOK essay, your keep meeting up with your TOK teacher. Just keep meeting up. Ask for feedback because a lot of people don't give feedback properly, like because they're busy. Just like you should demand more feedback. Honestly. Um, Also like make sure like you have like you're following kind of It's a bit hard. Let me remember TOK. You I did like a structure where I had like two areas of knowledge like separately. So I did maths and the arts. So for maths I made like one claim, and then for like arts I made one claim. Like knowledge is kind of like I forgot. But then like the counterclaim for TOK is just is it's kind of counterclaim, but it's actually a different perspective. So like be very open minded for TOK. Always be very careful about the wording of the question when you break it down. Plan a lot. Read a lot of drafts and stuff. It's a lot of work to redraft and stuff. That applies to E as well. Like so, like be open to feedback. There's no way to guarantee it, but then like there's a way to kind of do your best in that.
Huh? Huh?
in your
What?
EE, like
Wait, because I'm
just
I'm
making
still
sure that like
confused. What?
I don't know, it's actually hard to do
What?
one
I'm
EE
confused because
and
I'm
QK.
because
I'm just sorry, but like I just say like a lot of people like just kind of want to pass the QK and EE because they don't get it, and then like they have like other like more important IEs to do. Unfortunately, I'm yeah, I'm being realistic. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, TOK is there's no exams. Like TOK, you have coursework. Coursework, you write your exhibition, your essay. You hand it to your teacher, and then they hand it to the IB, and then the IB grades it, and then you get marked. There's no exams for it. Like yeah. Um. Also, the Wikipedia too. Yeah, because I recommend Wikipedia honestly because they explain things decently. There's a lot of detail. The IB is actually okay, but then the IB's information actually all over the website. It's all over the place. Unfortunately, it's not ideal. Yeah, sorry. Yep. Last two questions. Yeah, I can't be doing this for much longer. Last- Honestly, let me talk about Chicken E for like one moment. It's just my experience is that like I thought I could do it all, but then like it's there's so many obstacles. Like to do even 10% better on your EE, for example, like may take like 20 more hours or like a huge amount of hours. So like a lot of things in IB you just have to accept. You can't perfect everything. You can't be a perfectionist. I'm just so sorry because I know you want to be as well as possible, but then like reflecting back on my experiences, I just tried my best, but then honestly, I ended up a few points short of like a higher grade. It was just so unfortunate. Yeah. Uh, cause yeah, please sleep in IB. Like nothing's worth like sleep depriving yourself. Like just I mean like yeah, basic stuff like sounds super obvious, but then like if you don't sleep, IB's very rigorous and demanding. Your brain won't even function. You'll be a zombie. Like don't be like that, please. I don't know. What the hell? Like this is an IB talk. Come on, just I can't. I'm not supposed to ask a question about A levels. I'll just say something wrong if I ask A level stuff. I'm sorry, but yeah. No worries, everyone. Yeah. Our I is rough. They are rough. They love work. They're like your baby, honestly. I'm not joking. Like, because you treasure them so much, but then like your teacher says, "Oh, change this entire structure. Like, change everything." Like, and that's kind of like, "Oh no, you hurt my baby." Like, that's what I felt. Yeah, so like it's very like as well as it's cognitively demanding to do your eye is, but it's also kind of like emotionally draining. So like you have to kind of take care of yourself mentally. It's not easy receiving honest feedback because honest feedback is the only way to improve doing IB. But then like if you don't have like the hard stuff, the very critical stuff, even you can't improve, and your grades will suffer. I'm sorry, that's the truth. Your grades. How am I coping? I graduated. Sorry. So you should ask me how did I cope during IB? I just yeah, just take things one step at a time. The mountain of IB is really tall. Don't think about walking the entire thing at once. Take it step by step. You'll be fine. I promise you this. You'll be fine. Yeah, just breathe when things get stressful. Like just like small things like that can really help. Yeah, like of course, like that's a bit unrealistic though. Like, but I guess definitely try to finish your EE after the summer. Least I think we're done. I'll just answer this one quickly and then yeah. So like doing your E during summer is what you're talking about. Like and that's really like if you're not drained, just do it like do E over summer. Get a good first draft in and like if it's really quality, and if it's well done then your final draft will be a breeze and then you just sign it